That's to the good. Audio. Timaya.
Okay, and welcome back to our C++ programming tutorial. I'm Raphael and my co-tutor here is
obviously Solomon.
Well, in this video, we'll go through using the data types and see out statements, functions, and sorry if we were kind of fast in the previous video.
I told you we should take it slow.
We didn't have time to prepare. Well, we'll go slow right here. So let's take fire down.
So you mentioned some basic data types in the previous video.
Yeah, like int, float, double, char, and strings. The string data type needs to be declared as a header first before use.
Okay, first off, let's write a program like in the previous video to display your name on the screen, and another that you will have to input a figure and
let's just make a basic calculator in the second program.
Okay, let's begin. Okay, this is the header file. It contains the input and output stream. Your cin and cout functions, they are accessed from the hash include IO stream. Using namespace std goes next, like I explained in the previous video. It contains the standard output, such as the cout. The next guy is the int main. Every function, every program starts execution from the main. I'll move further to the left brace. It opens the body of the program, and I'll write a function to display my name. Okay, I also explained what the semicolon is used for. It's used to terminate a line. I'll move on to explain what the return 0 stands for. It's used to show successful termination of every program you write. Now, the cout. First of all, let me place my right brace to close the body of the program. Now, in the previous program, I said the cout to display everything you place within the double quotes. That is, my name is Solomon. Let's run the program and see. As you can see, this is the display. My name is Solomon. Let me equally write another program that will let you impute your own name and display it equally. I'll use the dev C++ compiler now. We go with the hash include IO stream. Move under to the using namespace. Move on to int main. I'll start and open my braces. I'll declare the string as Raph explained in the previous program equally. Then my cout follows. I'll just ask for your name. Then the semicolon. Then cin. Then the identifier you use in declaring the variable, which is y. Then the semicolon. then see out. Now I want to display the name you placed. Now you have to place the variable in which you stored the name after the assembly arrow moving left, and it's y. I'll end the line to take the cursor to the next line and my semicolon. Let's run the program. I'll save it as my name. Okay, the console is out. I'll type Solomon now, or better still, let me type Raphael.
Nice one.
It's displayed it.
Okay, the system pause in the previous program, um, it's it lets the output console to be standby even when the program has finished running until you press the enter key to close the program. Well, I'm going to show that to you right now. Let me just remove this system pause and I run this program again. Now you will notice that as soon as it runs, it closes immediately. As you can see, as it runs, the console opens, successful execution, the console closes. And yeah, and I've noticed the console closing immediately after successful program execution when the system pause is not included. Now if I'm to include it back and I run it again, now you will notice that the console will remain on your screen for as long as you want until you press any key to terminate the program. Well, this is kind of a thing in Microsoft Visual Studio.
Okay, we noticed that in the dev C++, the system pause is not actually needed to run the program or compile the program.
Yeah, it's not
It's
compulsory.
a thing of the Microsoft Visual Studio only if you want to see a result.
Of course, who doesn't want to see results?
Okay, whatever. Now we head on to the next program at hand, the mini calculator 1.0.
Yes.
What are you so happy about? Okay, about the calculator program, right?
No, I just got a like on Facebook.
Well, since we just started this channel,
We want to thank you guys for 3 subscribers. Can we make it 50 in the next 2 weeks by sharing the link of our channel and videos to your Facebook walls?
in fact, on all your social media.
We'll greatly appreciate, and you can leave your questions in the comment box below and we'll reply you in no time. And more of the thumbs up.
Now back to what we have at hand.
Mini calculator 1.0.
Okay, in the program, we want the user to input two numbers and the calculator will display the multiplication, addition, subtraction and division of both the numbers.
Yep.
I'll just open a new tab now. You can do that by tapping Ctrl N and I'll start a new program altogether.
That's universal. Control N.
I'm using namespace. Int main. My braces. Okay, the first thing I'll do is to declare the two location in the memory that are declared variables. I could either use int, double or float as the data types, but I'll choose double because the user might input an integer or a real number.
That's correct. You guys can be sneaky most times.
So double x and y. X and y will store the two numbers the user inputs, and now I'll ask for the numbers. your semicolon, then give the user a chance to impute both the numbers. Like I said earlier, you place the identifier in which the user stores the number x and y, then the semicolon. The next thing I want to do is to declare a space to store the addition done by both numbers. So I'll declare sum, or let me declare it as addition. Now I can use the addition now to store the answer gotten from the sum of the both numbers the user will impute as this: my x plus my y, then my semicolon. Every line goes with a semicolon, please do not forget
at all.
So I'll display the answers now. Then bring back where the memory location in which the addition was stored. Then my semicolon. If I run this program, I'll get the sum of both numbers after I've imputed them. Let's say 5 and 6. The sum is 11. You can use a calculator to check if I'm correct. Let's move on to multiplication. Like I did for the addition, I'll declare or create a memory space to store the answer gotten after you've multiplied both numbers. Now give the multiplication created memory a thing to store. So x times y, my semicolon again. Now I'll print out the answer gotten. I hope you're following. Let's run it again. Let's use 5 and 6. As you can see, I hope I'm correct. Let's keep on going. Let's go to division. Once again, we create a memory space to store the answer gotten when you divided. Your semicolon follows. Now give the created memory a thing to store x divided by y, semicolon. Now I'll print out the answer. Let's run it once again. We'll go with our usual 5 and 6. If you want your calculator to divide 5 and 6, this will be what you get. Let's kindly move on to the last, which is subtraction, and I hope I get the answer equally. I've created my memory location. I'll move on to giving it what to store. Now I print out my answer. Notice every line goes with an ENDL. It stands for end line. It takes the cursor to a new line entirely. That's why you see after the console pops up, it doesn't print the sum is and the product is on the same line. The factor that makes it that way is the ENDL. Now let's run this program and get our answers. Let's put 5 and 6 again. As we can see, our difference is -1. Let's equally change the imputed numbers to a different set altogether. Let's use 100 and 200. For your calculator to tell me if I'm correct, then check.
Everything is correct, obviously.
Okay, moving on.
Well, well, I would still like to chip in to explain certain things, a thing or two to you guys. Well, the x and y, after declaring it in the double variable, the x and y, the comma gives is a kind of space in the C++ program to say that okay, I've given my space. In fact, basically this is the only space that C++ understands. It doesn't matter or care whether I give this kind of a long space, it will still run the program. And as well, you will go down to this addition. You give a kind of formula after declaring the addition as a double data type. That is, it can, if probably you added two numbers, understand, then it can also still add them, whether it's a fraction or whatever you call it, and give an answer in either a fraction or as a whole number. Then multiplication, same thing. This asterisk in C++ is the multiplication sign understood by C++, because you can't put x can't mean multiplication. It is this asterisk sign which means the multiplication sign over here. And the end L, which is the end line, it is like pressing the enter key. That is what it basically means in C++. Well, there is a shorter way of doing stuff like this by imputing by putting a forward slash and n, sorry, a backward slash and n, and so have you. And so now let's get into functions. A function is a set of organized reusable code that is used to perform a single related action. So basically, in layman's sense, it is a shortcut to your program.
Okay, well,
Have you forgotten what you wanted to say?
nah.
Then tell them about the functions. An example, please, because I just told them what it is.
Okay, we'll use the mini calculator 1.0.
Bro, that app needs an update. It should be called Mini Calculator 2.0. Don't worry, people. The updates only makes the coders work easier.
I think that should be included in the what's new tab.
Can we get this over with?
Okay, let's start. I'll create a new tab for the function, and I'll start by writing the templates as you know them already. Using namespace. Now, a function has two types or two formats in which it can appear. I'll use the first one, which I like, by placing the function before the int main function. You could equally just place a prototype before the int main function and place the function under the int main function. I'll show you what I mean by that. I'll place my function above my int main function. I want to convert this whole program now into a function. That is, instead of the main program being 25 lines, I'll make it shorter. Let's run. First of all, a prototype in a function is like taking the output of the function, placing it outward, and keeping the inputs in a bracket. I'll show you what I mean by that. Now, this is the line I'll place my prototype. It goes like this. Since everything is already in double, the input will still be in double, but I don't want my function to return anything, so it goes with a void data type. Then the output name I want to give it, I'll give it sum. And please be careful, the C++ language is case sensitive, so sum, as it's like that on the screen, doesn't apply to sum, and is equally different from sum. So let's move on. Now, this is what my output will be all about. I want to add two numbers, so the output is sum. Then in the bracket, I'll place my inputs, and from the program we know that the inputs are x and y, and they are both of type double. So we'll double x, comma, as Raph said, it's a space, then we'll double y, because they are both of type what? Double. Moving on, I'll open my brackets, my braces. Then this is a very simple shortcut to writing a function. I'll come back to my already written function. Since I'm dealing with addition, I'll take this whole solving for the addition, and I'll place it in the function for addition. That's it. Now, let me equally take the main program that is consisting of the imputed values for x and y and the declaration of x and y, including the int main, and I'll place it here too, after my right brace. Then I open a brace here, then I equally close it here. Now, if I run this program, it will still give me the same answer as this. Let's try it and see. Okay, let's use our usual 5 and 6. Now, as you can see, it didn't show an answer. And the issue why it didn't show an answer is because we did not call the function in the main program. Now, a way of calling the function is going back to the prototype and saying that this data type that is supposed to return is void. So we'll take these guys and we'll place them under this cin. It goes in this format. Remember, C++ is case sensitive, so the sum will have to be written the way it's written above, as you can see. Then in the bracket we have double x and double y. We don't need to place the doubles back in the bracket because they are already defined here as double and double. So the only thing we need here is just placing x and y. The compiler already knows that they are both of type double. Then our semicolon. We have called this whole program now into the main program. Let's run it. Now let's use 5 and 6. Our answer is what? 11. Now let's go back to bringing every single solving we did and turning them into a function. I'll do addition and multiplication. You do division and subtraction by yourself. Now I've done the addition. Let me do the multiplication. I'll copy it, come here, and before the main, once again, I'll create another function of type void. Since we're dealing with multiplication, I'll use product. Then I'll open, still our input, double x, double y. Then I open my brace and I'll dump what I copied from the previous program here. I'd like to run it, but let me first of all call the program in the main program. This way of calling a function to the main program is known as calling or reference by value. We also have a reference by reference, that's calling by reference. It's a totally different ballgame altogether because it requires a pointer and we have not gotten that far. Now let me call the function into the main program by the value given from the solving. Remember, we'll take the product. This is wrong now, basically because this other product starts with a capital letter P and this starts with a small letter p. So let's go back and correct our mistakes, and let's bring in x and y, then the semicolon. Let's run it. Five and 6 as usual, and we see it's 30 and 11. I hope I'm still correct.
Of course you are.
Okay, we are left with division and subtraction. I would like to do division and subtraction,
But no, we are going to leave it for you guys. At
Okay.
least something you can take home as an assignment so you get what we're trying to do here all along. And okay, thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up.
and don't forget to subscribe
Please.
for the sake of coding.
See you in the next video.